Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to this new video. And we started off with this. An applause to you as a community, because I'm so goddamn proud with what you achieved with this poop storm. Genuinely, I am very happy, and I hope that you continue showcasing your personal opinion on Wargaming's tiered loot box event by showcasing that you keep your wallets closed, because that is how you basically talk to companies, big companies at the end. You showcase them that you do not want to have their product. Now, about this, I also want to talk to you about your empathy and about you needing to a little bit understand what the community manager has to do, because yes, most of you are mega civil. Like, I saw your comments, they are heartwarming, they're great to see, I love to see them, but some oddballs tended to be very aggressive, especially on the Discord. And I just want to say, because there's a lot of hate towards the certain Wargaming employees, and I just want to say these are also just humans, and some of them have to defend what the company is saying because it's their job. This is what it also means to be a community manager. You have to communicate what the management of your company wants you to tell your customers, you know. And I just want to tell you guys, focus your anger towards the company and do not focus it towards individual people. And I highly recommend to you, if you want to be civil, make normal, non-hated feedback. Just write it normally, tell them why you dislike these boxes, why you think it is not good, and give them options how they could have done better. These are the 3 important key points, in my opinion, to give feedback. Sorry, this might sound a little bit like I'm a shill or something, but I just want to talk to you. Be human, please be human, and understand that all of us, this is very important for a later point in this video as well, all of us are human. All of us are human. Now, another point is, as some of you might know, Wargaming finally released the probabilities between the boxes, which is fantastic because it looks like our math was almost dead on. I didn't use the similar things because we didn't know them, but I assumed 75%, 20%, and 5%. So it's now 75, 23, and 2%. I'm so happy. It's fantastic. And it also showcases that the calculations we did are almost spot on, probably plus minus 5%, you know, when it comes to the amount of boxes. What we were not spot on is that the boxes cost €1.10 with the biggest package. So that means that, for example, if you want to have a very good chance and you don't have all the vehicles, or let's say you have all the vehicles because you are a big zoomer, you have a good chance with buying twice the package to get all the vehicles. If you only have a few tanks, not all of them, you still have a decent chance, but it's not really, it's below 3 to get all 3. And that is more than €520. Again, say it with me, keep your wallets closed in that regard. So, the thing is, these values leaked from Korea because Korea actually has gambling laws, which tells them, the companies, that they have to showcase the probabilities. EU, when? US, when? I'm glad that Korea did this, because that's why we had confirmation that this was good. That is the point I want to make about the probability. Now let's talk about something differently, and I want to show full on transparency. And yes, that I really wanted to make that joke about transparency. Woo! The point is, you can see it down here. I decided to not get the 500 boxes Wargaming gifts to CCs. As CCs, I'm in a very privileged position to have contact to Wargaming, obviously, and also being able to get information earlier, as well as getting basically every new vehicle, which is premium or reward related, earlier for testing to make content. That also means for loot boxes, we usually get loot boxes which you can showcase to the community. With the others, it was always a little bit, you know, gamba, 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 ha ha, it's very funny, casino music, Las Vegas music. But with these, I've decided personally that I will not partake in opening any of these boxes. That was the first point which I did when they sent us out the form, because, and that is why the full transparency, we are able to request the vehicles after the events for our main accounts. And that is what I did. because I believe that after the event is over, chances are that many of these vehicles which are new will come into sales again sooner or later, and then they are relevant again. Yes, they will have a dark spot on their backs, you know. There is an appendices to these vehicles that they always will be remembered as they are the first ones which came in tiered loot boxes. But at that point, when they're getting sold normally, I believe I'm confident in then taking them into my main account and showcasing to them in a normal type of review. This is the way I went. And here is the point. I already saw that a lot of people started to hate on CCs which took the 500 boxes. And I want to say, again, every CC can make their decision themselves. And the main point is, I would say to you, as a viewer, understand that decision and don't hate them for them. There are certain in situations where they say, you know what, I want to make content on that, you know? Then it's their decision. The thing is, I just want you to respect that and don't be hateful towards people which probably took these boxes. That is important to me. I just want to showcase my point and my reasoning here. The other great thing actually is, and this was I'm also very proud of my community, after I've handed in my, in quotation mark, form to say I don't want the boxes, I take them after the event is over so I can focus on it after the event, where there is no rush for you to think, oh my god, I need to have these tanks, you know, or something like that. I made these questionnaire where I'm asking, should I take these boxes? And in the English, as well in the German part of the Discord, people said no. I made polls on YouTube, the English one, 75% said no, and 160 people in the English one voted, and 76% said no. And I'm glad to see that my opinion on this topic is aligned with you as a community. That shows us, hey, we're a match. That's great. That's fantastic. And I'm also glad to see that, yes, some people made some jokes about, oh yeah, I will take them. Understandable. But I'm also glad to see that there was a lot of actual discussion which was civil. I'm very happy that you guys did these discussions very civil. There is one final point I also want to get. There is another group of content creators which is called content insiders. These are new people. These are smaller streamers which are just starting out, and they definitely do not have the whole benefit of being a CC. As far as I know, they don't have access to a press account. They can request, I think, one for certain amounts of time, but they get a little bit of information like Twitch drops, I think, so they can prepare. And in case of this event, they had the opportunity to get 100 boxes from Wargaming. And here I just want to say, for these people, they do not have the opportunity to get the vehicles of these RAUMFALTE boxes in a press account. They do not get them after event on their main accounts. So the only way they are able to get these vehicles is like you, by paying. Like you as a viewer, by paying, you know? So I would say, if I would be in their shoes and have the ability to basically get 110 euros for free from Wargaming, I would take that. Because that way I have to put in less money into the game to get what I potentially want, you know? I hope you understand where I'm going to. Because I don't want you to now start spreading hate towards the CCIs, which says, oh, I got 100 boxes from Wargaming, and you're sort of like, you know? Try to understand their point of view. And I think with that, we talked a lot already. I hope I made my point clear. And I would like to know your discussion, your opinion on these points which I gave you. Because in the end, I can imagine that some people say, but Raging, you still take the tanks afterwards, so that's still not the optimal way to go of completely boycotting the event. That is a fair point to make. I reason why I will take them afterwards, and I would gladly take this discussion onwards, you know. But I think I also made myself clear why I decided to not take these boxes, in my opinion, and I'm glad to see that my opinion is aligned with yours. In any case, my name is RagingRaptor. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your wallets closed, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.